Hi, Tom Walls, Carbide Processors. I want to talk to you about brazing tungsten carbide. Yeah, I know, been through this a lot of times. I have a really nice demo. Piece of steel, notch cut on the end, piece of carbide. What we want to do is we want to braze it like that. Braze the carbide into the steel. Okay? Many things here first. If you can see it, there's a notch there, and you can see the gap up above. They used an end mill to cut this, which is just fine, except it left a little radius in here. This has a square edge, this has a radius, so when you put them together, there is a slight gap, and it's a big enough gap that the braze alloy will not wick up between there. So I'm going to clean up that radius a little bit so it's more square. I will, somebody in the shop will, whatever. I may actually do these because, well, I've got some new equipment I want to use. All right, that's the truth. Once we get the radius squared away, we're going to spray it with the Easy Off Oven Cleaner. Let it set. Scrub it with a steel brush. Rinse it. We're going to dry it with a clean towel that we washed here. And we think that's important because sometimes new stuff comes with a treatment on it or whatever. We wash our towels. We do not use any dryer sheets or anti-static or any cling in it because those put a layer of oil or grease or something on it. So that's what we mean by drying it with a clean cotton towel. Okay? We're going to do all this just before we're ready to use them. We're going to take the piece of tungsten carbide. Now the guys tape the tungsten carbide into bundles like this, which is kind of handy. We're going to give them some boxes because there's some tape residue left. It's not bad. It comes off easily. It probably doesn't make that big a difference. We're going to take this. We're going to treat it in one of our special processes that removes all the oxides, all the free carbons. Once we're done with that, we will use a tri-metal ribbon. This is our high impact tri-metal ribbon. What it is braze alloy, copper braze alloy. So we're going to use our new Mega Flux because it's that much better. So basically dip this in the flux, then put it into place, put the carbide on top, and that's the assembly we're going to be heating. Pretty much. I'm going to leave that out because it's hard to work with and I'm not ready to cut it. Anyway, so once we have them in place, we are going to put a little piece of braze alloy, a fluxed braze alloy wire up here, right along the joint between the carbide and the steel. We're going to heat under here using chemthane torch. It's a lot. I just bought it. The guy sold it to me. It's a lot cleaner than acetylene. I like it a lot better because it's a lot cleaner. We're going to apply the heat under here, and this is about as far thermally as we can get. Remember, we want to get the whole joint. We want to get the steel, the braze alloy, and the carbide hot. Okay? I'll be able to see the color change. I'll be able to see the color. If I heat from underneath with a torch, I can see the color change in through here. When this piece of braze alloy melts and flows, I know that I have gotten everything in between here hot, and that's because the heat transfers through the steel about 10, I don't know. You can do the math, and there's a lot of different figures, but it's figure roughly that the heat transfers through the steel about 5 to 10 times as fast as it does through the carbide. So it'll go through here, heat the braze alloy, heat the carbide. When it's done, I'm going to let this cool, pull the torch away slowly, let it air cool till it's fully cool down to room temperature. I don't quite know why, but even chilling it, I found this out running tests. If you wait till it's even down to 300, 400 degrees and then rinse it because you're in a hurry to test it or speed up production, it seems to make a difference. So we let everything fully air cool, and we do that because it works a lot better. What we are not going to do is we are not going to heat it up and then try and take a wire and wick braze alloy through it. That's kind of a welding technique, and it just doesn't work that well. You want to pre-position the braze alloy. There are lots of other ways to do this. Feel free to email me and tell me that I'm being obsessive, because I know that and I'm doing it deliberately, but our cleaning is obsessive. Our carbide prep is obsessive. We're using the very best flux. The Mega Flux is the very best flux. We're using the very best braze alloy. We're using the very best brazing gas. There are a lot of things, a lot of ways you could do this easier, simpler, and that's just fine. And it may work for you just fine, but this is the very best way to do it. This really increases your chances of success, and that's the business we're in. We're in the business of, I don't know, doing it right. Everybody uses that. We're really proud to be involved with something like this for the Wardens. They scrape tile. This is an extremely abusive application. These are two nice guys out there trying to make a living, and we're increasing their odds, and we're really proud of that. And they're going to take this and they're going to scrape concrete, and they're going to pop off ceramic tiles, and they're going to hit rebar and anything else that gets buried in concrete, big rocks and whatnot. And with this special grade of carbide and the fussy brazing techniques, we slightly increase these guys' chances of making a living, and that we're really proud of. So anyway, that is it. That is about as fussy as I know how to get about brazing carbide. Thanks. Bye.